Hi, Dennis Weiss. Welcome to our town. We're at the Alamo Saloon in downtown, Old Abilene town with Sarah Wilson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Hey, what an exciting place to go come shoot an Our Town program.
That's right.
This is the historic area that we have preserved in our community, and you are part of an organization that wants to see it be here a long time.
Yes.
Sustainability and growth. Tell us about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm on the board of Historic Abilene, Inc., which is the nonprofit that operates Old Abilene Town. So I'm the secretary and treasurer. So a little bit new to the position, but my family has a long history with Old Abilene Town. My grandparents really wanted to see it like it was when it first opened back in 1958. And we've had some years where we've seen a lot of inactivity down here.
Right.
And so we're trying to, my family's just been really passionate about bringing it back. So that's kind of how I got involved.
So make sure we know who your family is.
Okay, it's the Wilsons. So Greg Wilson's the president of the board.
Okay.
He's my uncle. And then him and his brothers have the farm over here on off of 15. So they've been in Abilene for a really long time, and my grandpa, grew up here as well. So we have a lot of history in Abilene, and we want to keep this history going too.
So I was invited to end of the year supper, I think, for Historic Abilene last fall, and I walked in, and I thought I'd walked in on a Wilson family
Just
reunion.
about, yeah.
So it was very exciting. It was a lot of fun. So I have to tell you, the last time I was in this room, the stage was covered up with can-can girls.
Yes.
Every chair was full. The air conditioner was running, and there was a big event going on outside, and a steady stream of people coming and going, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for that again this year. So they're going to be back and going over Labor Day weekend, so we're really excited to have them back. And it's a lot of the same girls that did it last year.
Okay.
So they'll put on a really good show, and we've got two of our board members, Heidi Anderson and Hannah Nagley. They're going to be running the Alamo Saloon for us, and they do a good job every year, so we're excited.
The Anderson girls throwing a party. I can't imagine that's not going to be fun.
It's going to be a fun one, yeah.
Okay, so let's focus in on the event, Labor Day event.
Yeah.
What are we calling it this year?
We're calling it Chisholm Trail Days.
Okay.
And this is the third annual event, and we're hoping for many, many more. We want it to be an annual event that brings everyone together, brings our community together for a celebration and just a good time for everyone, all ages, and brings people out to Old Abilene Town. We want to remind them that we're down here, and we can put on a good event. So
last year's event was very large.
Yes, we had the 150th anniversary last year, so that helped us out a lot. I'm thinking we're going to have still a good turnout, but not the 150th draw. But we've got a lot of our entertainers returning, so we've got Michael Martin Murphy as our headliner again.
Terrific.
So that's going to bring a lot of people out. He loved being with us last year, and we want to have him back and have that support again. So
two things you said that I'm going to drill down on.
Yeah.
We loved having him. He loved being here.
I mean, he loved being here. They were so excited when I reached out to them again.
So important for people at home to hear this, because when they watch Our Town, they know I'm going to talk about economic development. Well, I'm about to pivot to that. Having Michael Martin Murphy want to come back because he liked being here, you can't buy that kind of branding, advertisement, relationship. You just couldn't do that with advertising dollars. But with Michael Martin Murphy saying, I'm wherever he is now going, I'm so excited to be going back to Abilene on Labor Day. That's awfully good for us.
I agree, and we want to keep that relationship going, so I can see him coming back year after year, so that would be great for us, and we love having him, and I think he brings a great crowd out. I think he really ties into our history really well with the cowboy history, so I think it's just a great addition, and we love to have him, so we're excited for him. And then we've got a new artist that we didn't have last year, Wade Bowen.
Okay.
He's our Texas Red Dirt guy.
Oh, that's popular.
Yeah. So we're excited to have him. He's really popular with the younger crowd, so hoping to get some of those guys coming to our event and supporting Old Abilene Town too.
Well, you're going to take this video and you're going to put it on Facebook so many times. Everybody has to know in that younger age group, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I've received a lot of good, people couldn't believe that I got Wade Bowen. So that was exciting and reassuring that we were going after the right crowd. So we're really excited to welcome him too.
So we'll be seeing a stage setting over there somewhere like we did last year, I'm pretty sure. You know, that was very comfortable.
Yeah.
From the audience perspective, there's some shade there from some trees, and we had chairs set up and people could put their own lawn chairs up there. And it was very comfortable. And the sound and the sight, you could see the entertainers because this is Abilene and they're right there in front of you. But the sound was great. It was a great show. Yeah,
the stage and the sound and the lighting, that's all really important to us. I think last year that we're using the same vendor, and it just gave us such a professional look. And, you know, for the performers, they want to see that too. So that's a big draw for them. So we're lucky enough to get the same ones, the same vendor and stage and all of that we had last year. And so the city of Abilene helped us do that with their donation. So we're really excited to have that.
That's terrific. You know, last year was such a huge endeavor. There's a lot of people in the community that really put their entire being into making last year happen. And we, immediately upon leaving that festival last year, I knew that the #1 question would be, are we going to do this again? And I went to a gentleman and I said, when you get asked that question, you used to say yes, but only if we can have enough resource to live through it.
Right, that's right.
Hey, look at some of the live audiences showing up there. We'll just wave them in and send them to that. You can come in and sit right over there at that table. We want an audience. So, but here's the best thing for Abilene. I saw people of I saw more kids in strollers than I've seen anywhere in years that were here. I saw young mothers pushing babies, and when you see young mothers pushing babies, you have drawn the foundation of your community to your event.
And we want, that's what we want.
We always get grandpa and grandma, and we sometimes get dad and mom. But getting young mama pushing babies in strollers, we really did it last year.
We're trying to span the age gap every year, you know, so we want every generation to come out, and it is exciting to see those young families come out because they're starting a tradition, we hope, and they're coming back year after year. So
and that togetherness, you don't know when old people like me, when you see a young family out there, I look at them and I go, is this the memory that's going to make I want to leave Abilene for Bright Lights Big City into I want to stay here? And I know that happens. As a scientist in economics, I know that happens. But you know, it really, getting that turned into a yes is not a science, it's an art. And that's what I see the Wilson family doing for us here, is investing in us as a community and saying we're going to make this a fun place to be on Labor Day.
Exactly, and like you said, there was some question if we were going to do this event or not. And you know, for us, the obvious answer was yes, because these are the types of events we want to have in Abilene, and this is why people want to live in a small town, if you have things that attract them like this. You were at the City Commission meeting back in July, and I think the mayor said it best, you know, these are the reasons that he chose to stay in Abilene after he retired, and that's just, you know, that's the biggest thing for a small town. You have to give people a reason to come, and you have to give people a reason to stay. And so we're looking to do that.
I would agree. You know, when we sit around having those meetings, groups of people, we talk about quality of life. Well, that's really easy because everybody knows quality of life is important to economic development. But very rarely do we ask the question that should be asked: what are the factors that are contributing to the quality of life? I think it's imperative that we ask that question, which is one of the reasons you're sitting in that chair and that camera's pointed at you, is because I think it needs asked and it needs answered. So for us on Labor Day, quality of life addition to the community of Abilene will be the festival, Chisholm Trail Days, going on in old Abilene town. And that whole thing, and sustainability, I'm going to have you answer some questions about that, but I know your view. Sustainability is your goal. That is an important factor to us planners in the community, saying our quality of life quotient, Labor Day is taken care of. And
that's what we're striving to do at Old Abilene Town. This is going to be one of our bigger events, but you know, we want to keep the interest going. We want to have like Oktoberfest. Almost everyone that has asked me and talked to me about this event goes, well, are you still going to have Oktoberfest?
Yeah, that was fun too.
It was fun. It's a great just community gathering. People come out and they just see what Old Town can really be, and it's nothing extravagant, but it's just a reason to get together. And we want to keep doing that, you know, on a more regular basis down here, and just for the city of Abilene in general.
Well, I tell you, the Taj Mahal is nothing but bricks, rocks, and shiny things until people show up. Then the Taj Mahal becomes the grand palace that it is, because it's for people. This is no different. Old Abilene Town is just Old Abilene Town, but until people show up, and if we can bring the community together to have fun with you and I, then it becomes a great thing.
Yes.
They will remember the Alamo Saloon because they had fun here with you, me, and the other people in the room.
And that's exactly our goal. So
yeah, very cool. Okay, so what other things are going on Chisholm Trail Days?
So Chisholm Trail Days, we're kicking it off Friday night, and so Friday night's a little bit smaller, similar to the Oktoberfest event. We're just going to have the Kiwanis Club come, and they're going to grill burgers, hot dogs.
Terrific.
Simple, and then we're going to be selling drinks, beer, water, pop, all of that. And we're going to have Lucas, Maddie, and the Kansas Cartel play for us. So that was a band that we had last year as well, so they're coming back too, and they were just as excited when I asked them to come back. So that's Friday night, 6 to 10 p.m. Lucas, Maddie starts at 7.
Okay.
Admission is $5 for everyone 16 and up, and everyone younger is free.
Okay.
So we just really want to encourage people to come out. That's really that's where you get your sense of community in that smaller setting. So we're counting on Abilene to turn out for us and come help us celebrate the start of Labor Day weekend. And then Saturday is the big day. Okay. So Saturday is 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we're going all day.
That's a day you're going to be glad to get to go to bed.
Yes, I'm very excited for Sunday of Labor Day weekend. So 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. the gates open, and the tickets are $10 for ages 16 and up, $5 ages 15 to 6. Okay. And then 5 and under is free. All right. So that ticket gets you admission to see 5 bands. So we're going to start off with Brian Knowles at 12 o'clock. We've got Mountain Deer Revival. They're out of Wichita at 2 o'clock. Okay. Lucas, Maddie, and the Kansas Cartel, again, they're at 4 o'clock. And then we've got Wade Bowen at 6 o'clock. Michael Martin Murphy is our headliner at 8.
I don't think I can make it through all of those.
I know. We wanted something going on all day, so you know, if
I'm going to try though.
Yeah, if you're interested in one thing and not the other, then hopefully we have something for you. And so throughout the day, we're also going to have the Longhorns parading through Old Abilene Town. Okay. Which is, I know a lot of people love that from last. I mean, it's just cool. You don't see that every day, that's for sure. So I know it's really exciting for people to see and something different for us. And it's part of the history. I think that's important for us to remember the history, and that Old Abilene Town is the end of the Chisholm Trail, and that's why we're doing this.
So the highlight of my year last year, I managed to weasel my way into being able to help bring the Longhorns down from the fairgrounds to here. Okay. With my horse, and so Jeff Dawson granted me that blessing. But it was so fun to do, and we rode down, and you know, it's pretty quiet, riding along behind a bunch of very peaceful cows with great bighorn. Yeah. But we're riding along behind them, and so you could hear the people alongside the parade way. And it amazed me how many kids were so excited. In awe, modern kids don't see Longhorns very much. And so I was kind of wondering, what are they going to think about cows and cowboys? They were excited. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that can't get excited about it. I mean, all ages, all backgrounds, I just think everyone can get excited, because they're just these huge, I mean, it's almost like it doesn't feel like real life. It's all, you know, so it's really exciting to see them. And like you said, they're really peaceful. So that's kind of interesting to see. They're like, you know, you just wouldn't expect that out of them. And I got my official wild
you look very nice.
Last year, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're excited to have them back, and it's the same guys that came last year. Again, excited to come back. We welcome everyone back that wants to return.
Are we loading them on the train this year?
We are.
Oh boy.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. If you really want to get transported back to Old Abilene, the entire sequence of walking those cattle around, putting them in the pens, and then watching them
turn
do
their heads,
this to get in that boxcar.
Yeah.
That is what we did here. And at the end of the Chisholm Trail, that's exactly why Abilene became Abilene.
Yeah, and that piece is really important to us to have year after year, because this is about our history. It is a celebration also, but we want to remember our history, and that's a great way to celebrate it.
Steam train on the front?
Yes, the train will be running just like it was last year, so Smoky Valley Railroad does a really good job, and yeah.
You talk about volunteers.
Oh yeah.
So Wilson family is volunteering their time, efforts, and treasure to keep this thing going. Well, that group of people that kept that railroad going, you talk about dedicated people who put a lot of work,
a lot of passion
something.
there. Yeah.
They're a fine group over there. I enjoy watching their energy level go up. I'd be a young guy on that team, right? So I watch their energy level go up when that old train comes around the corner. Yeah. It's amazing.
And I think the interest, I think that just goes to show they're doing something good, because they always have a full train. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is?
So we're going to have
vendors and things here?
We'll have a few vendors. The bank, it's the old bank next door. We're gonna refurbish it a little bit and open it up and it's gonna be a general store.
Okay.
So all kinds of goodies for kids, candy. We might have a cotton candy machine, you know, all that fun stuff. Yeah. So we bought some merchandise, just little sheriff's badges, bandanas, stuff like that for the kids. So the general store will be right there, and then we've got Pat Little returning to the clock shop. If anyone was around last year, she was in there, and her artwork is just amazing. So she'll have artwork in there. And then we're still talking to a few other vendors about coming down, so nothing's for sure on those yet, but there's going to be something for everyone, that's for sure.
So I came to the ice cream social over here at the Dickinson County Historical Society the other night, and enjoyed the ice cream and took a ride in an old Model A car. But as I walked by the blacksmith shop, there were a couple of young people in there taking lessons and making some things.
Very cool.
So you have enough time between now and then to put a word in somebody's ear to make you a couple little hooks you could sell in the old general store.
There you go.
Nails or something.
There you go, yeah.
The hand hammered right out of the blacksmith shop.
That's right, that'd be awesome, yeah.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of things we could do. What else is going on?
So we're going to have food trucks. So we've got 6 food trucks lined up.
6 food trucks?
Yeah, and it's all different food, so you can pick anything you're interested in. So that's really exciting, and I think they'll stay busy all day, so that'll be great.
That's an actual Longhorn fly, I'm pretty sure, that's bothering us in here.
So yeah, the food trucks will be there all day, so that'll be good for everybody. And then we'll have the snow cones down here too, which is becoming popular in Abilene. And we've got, I don't know if anyone was around last year, but there was a guy that made ice cream with his John Deere tractor.
Yes.
He's coming back.
Okay.
So just little things like that, and people just are excited to return. So.
And the Longhorns will be over there in the pens, I'm sure, so people can walk around and
take their pictures with them, visit with them, And we're going to have Ron Wilson back too. He's a little bit of a cowboy poet.
Yes.
And he was here last year, so he's going to be in the saloon doing a couple 15-minute sets on stage here when the Can Girls aren't dancing.
Okay.
So there's going to be something for everybody. We're going to have the McPherson Silver Buckle drill team again. They came last year as well.
Out here
in the arena
open
area.
Space?
And then we've talked about a barrel racing team coming in. They're not confirmed yet though, but we're hoping to have something for everyone.
Okay.
So.
We'll have some events with livestock going on out there of some variety.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we've got a pretty good picture. You're going to send us some, and maybe you already have some graphics that we can be presenting to people as we talk here. But I guess I want to cement in the viewers that's watching us today that there's going to be a fun event down here Labor Day weekend, and it's very good for Abilene, and it's going to be very good for them because it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right. So I probably should have done this at the front end of this interview, but I do things backwards sometimes.
That's okay.
How did you get to Abilene, Kansas?
Okay, so my parents grew up here. My dad's David Wilson, my mom's Julie Wilson. So they grew up here, graduated high school here, went to K-State. They got married and transplanted to Michigan for about 35 years.
A Michigan Spartan,
Michigan State, yes. So I grew up in Michigan. But I came back here every year, twice a year, if not more.
Okay.
So I always knew Abilene, and my family's all from here. So we would always come back at Christmas time and 4th of July, and then if there were weddings or anything else going on, we would come back for that. And we came back for fair when I was a little bit younger. So I always knew Abilene, and then as I got older, it just kind of became a little bit my sense of home. And my parents retired recently, moved back last year, and then I was living in Chicago and decided to up and move to Abilene.
What are you doing for a living here?
So I work for an accounting firm, so I do accounting for...
And the accounting firm is in Abilene?
No, I work remotely.
I have a purpose here. So yes. You work for an accounting firm that's not here. You're essentially doing the same job here you were doing in Chicago.
Yes. So I had this crazy idea to move here and buy a building in town, and I thought I should probably have a steady income to do that.
Yes, good idea.
So I didn't want to give up my job, so they worked with me and let me come here and work remotely. So
What building did you buy?
The D.G. Smith building.
Where's it at?
It's at First and Cedar in Abilene.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
I provide very little inspiration through the camera, but the people over there, there's wonderful inspiration because young people are seeing this. You're how old?
26.
26. You can do this too. It's just maybe not the exact thing, but there are things you can do. She's working for an accounting firm out of Chicago, and she's doing it from Abilene, Kansas. Yes. Because you're kind of the holy grail of economic development, you see. You're one of those young professionals that wants to live here, and you're 26, you have a long time that you can live here. And time multiplies times value, ends up with a lot of value. So you as a person, when you've retired, and if your life stays in Abilene all these years, your contribution to the economic viability of this community will be huge because of time.
Okay, let all my friends know that. Tell all my friends and my brothers that think I'm crazy for moving back here.
I am telling them right now. So we got 4 minutes to put it in, but this is exactly city fathers, mothers, county people, state representatives watching this program. This is what we're doing to make Abilene great for the next generation.
Yeah.
Simply giving people a chance to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you find anybody that tells you no to anything, I expect you to come see me and say, Mr. Weiss, somebody told me no today.
I don't take no well, so I will.
Well, that's good, because I don't take no at all.
Okay, good.
So that's what we can do for you at my generation. Not we as Eagle or even me as Dennis, but that's what we should be doing for you. But whether it's in the Endeavor in Old Abilene town or whether it's your building at First and Cedar, the first time somebody tells you no, I want to know it.
Yeah.
Because we need as a community to prove that the very few times we say no there are a critical reason. Otherwise, all answers should be yes.
Yeah. And Abilene's been so welcoming, and I've received a lot of help buying that building because a lot of people thought I was a little crazy for wanting that building. Yeah. And it's just, the technicalities come into play, and then you do start hearing no, or maybe that's not such a good idea. But I was able to buy it and get a loan to fix it up, so that's been awesome. And
that's terrific.
Everyone is just really excited for me to do so. I haven't heard hardly anything negative, so
that's terrific. We're so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Sarah Wilson, I'm so thankful that you decided to come sit down with us and to talk about Chisholm Trail Days here in Old Abilene town on Labor Day holiday. Thank you for bringing your life and your interest and your passion back home to Abilene, Kansas.
Well, thank you.
Can't thank you enough for doing that. Folks, we want you to put an X on your calendar on Labor Day. Come down here, see the people, have fun, and enjoy being a part of our town, our community here in Abilene, Kansas. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Dennis Weiss, work for Eagle Communications, wishing you a great day.